This is Rock Nation, plant your religion.
We gon' run this town.
All right, well, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Thursday night paint night. I am your host, Adam Paul. I got my wife over here heading up the computer, Ashley.
Hi, guys.
And like always, if you have any questions, go ahead and type into the comments and let us know, and I'll see if I can answer those for you. But also, in the meantime, if you just want to hashtag LiME into the comments, that will put you in for a chance to win. And we did have a membership only contest earlier. And who was it won that? I think it was Fat Lack. And Fat Lack's been killing it lately with these wins. He's been on it. So congrats to that. I think you already have a hoodie. Get with us and let us know what you need, and we'll hook you up with what. I doubt you want 2 hoodies, but anyways, any questions? Let me know. But real quick, I'll just kind of go over what we'll be doing, what we're gonna be learning tonight. So I'll be doing so everybody kind of knows this image. But basically, it's just a cut off of the movie Beetlejuice. This has been painted many, many times. I'll be painting this in color. I do have everything kind of pre-done because it would take a little bit of time in order to cut the stencil. So I'll kind of show you how I did that. Cut the paper stencil, printed it out. I also printed this out in both color and in monochromatic black and white. That way I was able to see the darker colors, the darker tones easier than if I was to work off of a colored copy. So that kind of shows that. And as you can see here, I just kind of edged everything, took everything out that was black, but you see how like I could have just took out this whole section, but it's still connected. You see, I think it's connected right here actually. And I just cut these little slivers out. So if you look at this design right here, see, I left everything there. I just cut out all the dark areas. Like even where the pupil is, even where the highlight, I kind of like went around that. So the better that you can cut these stencils, the better that your portrait's going to look when it's all said and done. So make sure you follow the details, make sure you're getting the shapes right. It's really not that hard to do. And try to keep it all intact into one piece. You don't have to get it all. You just need to get enough of it to be able to map it out to know what you'll be painting where. You don't want an eyeball like. Although with Beetlejuice, the nice thing about painting characters like this is, I mean, it's a character that looks kind of strange. You know, he's obviously made to look like he's dead. His eyeballs are all kind of bulging out, so that makes it a little bit easier on us. So if we're a little bit off on some of our proportions, he's a pretty crazy looking dude, anyways. So we can get away with a little bit. But if we're painting a portrait of grandma and it's somebody that somebody's seen every day in and out, that's a hard thing to do. So you know, choosing the portrait you're going to paint is a big deal. So this is a little bit easier. If you're painting an animal, it's even easier because like animals are weird looking, you know, anyways too. So, but a human face, something we see every day, that's super hard. This, not too bad.
Keenan's on here. He says, "Hey, Adam, Ashley, I'm a first-time live watcher. I have a question. I have a Dyna Street Bob, and I ordered a TXR fairing. So much paint and flake would I need to paint fender's tank? Oh, how much paint and flake would I need to paint fender's tank and fairing?"
So you probably want to get the gallon of clear coat kit, the urethane clear coat 2K, and then the flake you're only going to need 1 packet. And then as far as the base colors, you just buy the smallest quantity, like a quart of black base, whatever primers you need. It all kind of depends on if you're painting on top of factory paint. You're not going to need all of those primers. You'll be able to sand that existing paint down and paint just right on top of that. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can always hit us up on the info at limelinepaintsupply.com, and I can kind of help you build a list if that's something that you need. Okay, so right here you can see this printout. what I did here, I think this is the last one right here. Okay, so what I did here is I took the original image, I put it into just any kind of editing software. And what you can do is you just take the little dropper tool that is in the editing software, and you could pretty much pick out whatever color is in this the portrait here. And so what I'll do is I'll just take like a square and I'll fill in. So I'll take the dropper tool, like I put it right here, took the dropper tool and filled it that little square in that I put in with a graphic, and just put that color in there. So I'd had that for reference. Same thing here around the eye. I have this darker kind of a purple. Here's a green right here. That's going to be the hair. This is kind of just like the mid-tone. It's not all of the tones. It's just the mid-tone of that. And then here's a lighter purple, and that's going to be actually in the lips right here. It's almost pink. And then we have a brown, which is the majority of all of this, is like a dark brown almost into a black. Nothing's really black here. Like I wouldn't use any black until the very end. That's what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to use black and white, and then try to throw color into it. It's just going to look dirtied up a little bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to paint these. Not to say my way is right. It's just the way that I've kind of done colored portraits throughout the years. I've learned from other people and picked up things. But this is the kind of way I've always done it. The one thing I like to do is, if I want it to be really nice, is I'll paint an underpainting that's a little bit lighter shade than what we have here. And then what I'll do is I'll clear it. And then that way, when I paint the actual painting on top of that with another layer, I can erase back to that original color. That's more of an advanced technique. We don't really do that. Basically, this would say about a 3-hour portrait. If you want it to be really nice, you could stretch it out to 5 or 6, paint it slower. The slower you paint these portraits, the better they're going to end up turning out. Okay, so as you can see here, just off of these, I want to make this quick because I'm going to be into this portrait a little bit. And I don't want to be here all night. So I have each one of these colors, the red. Now, these aren't candies. These are just base coats. So this is just like black base coat or white base coat. So we have yellow, red, and blue. So these base coats right here made these tones, all these colors. And we also used a little bit of white, and we didn't use any black in these at all. So in order to make the green, we just mixed the blue and the yellow together. In order to mix this purple, basically it was just the red and the blue. We added a little bit of white, and this was just white and blue. So you can see how we kind of just matched everything up. I'll create variations of all of these colors. I'll create lighter and darker tones by adding the colors that I think they need, whether they need white or whether they need brown to darken them up. I'll go ahead and do that as we go. But we have the basic colors of this portrait kind of laid out in this palette here. Easy enough. And we'll just get going off of that. Let me know if you have any questions. That was a lot of information to absorb there.
Somebody says, what's the lowest grit sandpaper and Scotch-Brite would you finish clear coat with before a flow coat?
I like 600 grit, but also 800 would be a better bet. Also, when you don't want to, if it's too gritty, sometimes you'll leave a little bit of the sanding residue into the scratches, and you'll be able to see that when it's all cleared. So yeah, I would prefer 800 actually. Okay, so I did mix up this brown color. That brown color is what we're going to go with to start this whole thing. Most people would maybe like, oh, let's go with black. So we'll go black and white and then add some colors. We're not going to do that. We're gonna go straight to brown. But what I'm going to do first is we're going to take some white base coat and we're going to lighten up this brown just so we can register this stencil. Okay, so this mixture right here is a little bit of white and the brown. And that's just some urethane reducer. We're going to mix that in there. This is almost like a purple. Let's go a little bit darker on that. We're just going to use this a little darker, actually. It's better. That's more like a purple, though, really. We'll go with it. That'll work. That'll register the stencil. We don't want too dark of a color when we first start out. Get rid of that. And we'll go. We always keep this guy right here, so we're able to kind of see portrait. Once that's all finished up on a later date, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll create a design around it. You could do it all at the same time. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do. The portrait can always be done clear coated, sand it smooth, and then you can go with more graphics over the top.
If you were to apply decals over base coat or clear, how long after applying decals before you can clear over it?
I would wait till the next day. Also, maybe hit it with a heat gun a little bit to activate that adhesive. Don't put a lot of heat on it, but put enough there that is that clogged? Put enough there that what was I saying? I'm sorry, I got sidetracked here. Oh yeah, heat on it to get that adhesive a little warm. That way it'll help that stick. I've never had a whole lot of luck with decals like that. Let me get this cleared out. There we go. Something's clogging that up. Yeah. Interesting. Give me 1 second. I gotta clean this out. This is pretty good.
Someone said you should send me all your old airbrushes so I can recon them, Adam.
Oh, there we go. This one, seriously clogged. Pretty dang good.
Paris said, I finally did the urea crystals and I learned a little trick.
Ooh.
Aaron
tell,
says, Aaron says, any news on the faux gas tanks?
No, we're still kind of waiting to put our next order in. We actually don't need any new orders to the laser machine yet. We do have. You can show them if you want while I clean this. I have it right there.
What?
Right there.
What was going on? Oh.
What is it? Let them know what it is.
Sprayable high build primer surfacer and a can.
Yeah, so if you have like little spots here and there that you need a little bit of primer surfacer on there to take care of those little defects, that's perfect for that. Okay, we're almost there. I think I got it cleaned out here. I think I had glue in there. And I went straight to paint. Okay, I think we're better now. This is the Avante airbrush. You can get this at Harbor Freight. It's like the $25. It actually works pretty dang good as long as you keep it clean.
Paris said, if you poke the urea just as it's starting to crystallize with a toothpick, you can manipulate the crystals.
Oh, wow. I have seen that before, actually. I always had a problem with how much to put in there. Like how much urea per water. And I know it was just a dash of dish soap. But, oh, man.
Someone asked, is that a 2K product, that primer?
No, it's not a 2K. It's just a 1K. It's not something that you would use like overall on anything. It's basically like a spot primer is what you use it for. Or an art project, a skateboard, something like that. I mean, it kind of depends on what you're painting.
SMR Custom says, how has the McGraw compressor from Harbor Freight held up?
I'm sorry, one more time.
How has the McGraw compressor from Harbor Freight held up?
To be honest, I haven't used it a whole lot since I got it. I was hoping to use it more with that spray booth, but that hasn't really happened. I've heard always good things about it. With the minigun that we have, it runs perfect, no problems. It does bog down a little bit when it comes to the DA sander. I don't know if I'm going to get this airbrush going. Might have to use my backup.
They said for the urea crystals, they used Ox Gal as a wetting agent. It's better than dish soap, they said.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. 3-to-1
Wait,
ratio.
what was it?
I don't know if I'm saying it right. Ox Gal? They said 3-to-1 ratio on the urea to water. 3 parts urea, 1 part water.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ox Gal? Gall? I have no idea what that is. I use a half a cap. Ox Gall. Ox Gall. Thanks for, I have no idea what that stuff is. Whatever. That's how you say it. Like gallbladder, ox gall. Gallbladder from ox. Gallbladder from an ox.
All right. Okay, that one, that Avante, I don't know what I did. I think I put the sizing glue in there and then I went straight to paint. I screwed it up. It needs to be completely taken apart. But I do have, I'm going to make things a little bit more of a challenge. I'm going to paint this with a trigger airbrush. So I do have this Harbor Freight trigger that I've been using every once in a while. The fan pattern doesn't work very well on it. This isn't the best airbrush to be doing portraits with because, once again, having the push button on the top, push down, pull back, you have a lot more control that way than you do with your whole finger. Because here's air on, and that's, so really, you're just kind of, I mean, maybe putting both hands on there kind of helps. This action is much easier with a traditional style airbrush like this, but we're going to make it work. We got this thing spraying. This thing's not. No big deal. It's my fault. These are actually good airbrushes. You just got to keep them clean.
For the urea, they're putting ox bladder on it.
Really?
That's what they said. They said it's basically that's what it is.
Huh. Interesting.
So, yeah. Bubba says, Adam and Ash, the weather's getting cooler. That means I'll be sending you guys some deer salami and sticks as I promised.
Oh, all right. We'll take you up on that.
Yeah, we'll try them. Ox gall is a wetting agent for watercolor.
Huh. Okay. I've never heard of that.
Me either.
I wonder why that makes it better, though.
That's what they said instead of dish soap because it doesn't bubble up.
Oh. It does kind of do that.
Oxgal gall acts as a surfactant, keeps the water molecules together so it doesn't completely run off the surface.
Okay.
So they're putting bladder on pea. So it makes sense.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge with this airbrush. I tell you what.
He's not listening because he's focused on trying to fix his airbrush. Sorry.
All right.
Just
All right. Let's
past
go.
everything I've said. So
You guys can have your conversation. You don't worry about me. All right. Let's go here.
Some of that new cleaner in the airbrush.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that thing's pretty. It's pretty jacked right now. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go. We're gonna make this work one way or another. So I'm just gonna lay this out and register where I want it, which is a good spot. Uh-oh, his eye wasn't right. You see that? It was like actually pushed up to the top. So it's gonna be registered a little weird right there. It's okay. Okay, let's see where we're at. Oh, that looks scary. Look at that. All right, that's a good start.
do you like the fan cap on that airbrush?
No, the fan cap don't work on this thing. That's one thing I do not like about it.
I'm using that airbrush on my blue china tank. It's better than my abilities.
This one right here,
Send me all the old ones. I'll recon all of them.
I have a lot. I actually have a micron in there. Probably needs parts, but I think it would cost a fortune in order to fix that thing up.
Pear said, looks like me on a windy day. Someone said it's a weird picture anyway, so it's a little weirder works.
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna take this same color and we're just gonna kind of just build up a little bit of the darker areas.
Do you have a fan cap airbrush that you do like?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a fan cap airbrush that you do like?
The Grex one actually worked pretty good.
Can I please have your leftover stencil? I'm local in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Turn this down a little bit, and then I'm gonna.
Can't hear. They said brush strokes has been putting out some pretty killer signs lately.
Oh, I haven't seen. I want to check it out.
Yeah, check them out. Can I please have your leftover stencil? I'm local in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Which stencil? Which stencil are you talking about?
So I don't know. He'll tell us in a minute when he hears you.
Okay, I turned the air pressure down on this, so now it's going to be a little more manageable. But this is going to be I'm going to tell you, this is a little more challenging. Probably the most challenging thing I've done in a while. Just kind of just finding the dark areas right here. This is all right here. You can see where right here, we can go ahead and darken all that up a little bit.
They said that one you just used, silly goose. That stencil you just used.
The one I cut?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're welcome to it, but it's not ruined. Oh, the teeth are going to be tough with this thing, but we're going to just gently kind of shade in here and get it started. Now, one thing I was always confused when I started with doing portraits was I wasn't sure if I was supposed to like, I always wanted to like start with the eyes and detail them all out and get them like looking really good, and then you can go and match everything. I found that approach to be really tough. Although it can be done, I felt like it's always easier building things up as you go. Right now, I'm going really light with my paint because there's a lot of contrast because this is just white base coat right here. A lot of contrast between this purple brown that I'm spraying right now and that white base coat. I don't want too much on that green hair. I want to keep that clean because if not, a lot of that's going to turn brown. And this is pretty bright right here. So not too much of this on the hair.
You could often think, remember my name, and I'll leave my address. You're off the sort of one clear coat
Oh, nice.
with a stencil.
Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's get some color in here.
Mike Manning sent $20 super chat and said Halloween drinks.
Ah, woohoo. Thank you
Nice.
so much for that.
That'll be perfect tomorrow while we hand out candy.
All right.
Try to scare all the little kids.
There's my. All right, at this point, we can pretty much go with any color right now. I'll go ahead and get the green hair in, and then we can kind of build up off of that. So here's the green I matched it to. Just go back to our original color here, and that's kind of what I matched to that, which was going to be the hair. But we're going to want this lighter and darker.
Why is it called Register the Stencil?
You just kind of register. You kind of register it where all the landmarks are. The landmarks are going to be all the dark areas. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, that's about our color.
Wouldn't it be harder to get rid of the background?
What was that?
Wouldn't it be harder to get rid of the background?
Was background on what? Yeah, I'm confused on that question, I guess. You understand? You understand that question?
Wouldn't it be harder to get rid of the background? Like maybe because it's darker first is what they're maybe thinking.
No. Like once again, I'm gonna create all this background after. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint the portrait, look at it, and see where I'm gonna cut this off because I want to do some black and white, like lines, like a suit is probably up and around this area right here, and then I might do a little bit of leafing up and around the edges here. I'm not sure yet. No, I'm gonna leave some people will paint the background first, and then they'll tape it off.
What happened to your Iwata Neo?
I just haven't bought one in a while, and they wear out. Don't clean them.
Bubba sent a $20 super chat and said, "Let's make that Halloween drunks."
All right.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate that. All right. I had to thin that out a little more.
I think we talked about the paint panel when you were kind of in your middle of your trying to figure out your gun.
Oh
Situation. So, do you have an ETA on the gun?
I don't
Or
really-
I mean, on the
I don't
panels?
really have the ETA on that. Yeah, it's going to be before the end of the year, though. We are going to need to re-up on those hood panels. I got these couple of handheld stencils that I'm going to use here too, so I can kind of shield up. Because I don't really want the green too much right there. Oh, we do want it right there. And I'll go ahead and put some of that in there as well, but we can use this. I think it was around his ears where I really wanted it.
Bubba said, Adam and Ash, you guys deserve it. The
Thank
super
you.
cats. So thanks. We appreciate that. Thank you guys.
Right here we've got some moss, so I'm just going to kind of, those little mossy areas he has on his neck and around his face, I'm going to hit this with that same green. All this right here. Start shooting some color in there. With this trigger airbrush, it's super hard to get. I mean, because the tip is a 0.5 tip, but we should be using something a lot smaller. But however, if you get in there really tight, it's actually not too bad, but definitely can't get the detail like you can on the button style. I'm just kind of following the flow of the hair. So like right here, you can see just the little swoopy lines. All his hair kind of comes this way. That's basically what I'm doing. Like you're not really wanting to come down like this way. Don't do your dagger strokes this way. Keep them like with the flow of the hair. And you see the reference lines that we have. Yeah. I'm glad that happened right there. We'll let that dry. You see right there that leaked out of the hole. Let's try something right here. There we go. Now that my airbrush is not headed straight down onto that. Yeah, that's going to be, I didn't really want green into there because that's a nice clean. We'll go ahead and fix that. Let's go ahead and pipe this. We'll work on that, getting that repaired. No big deal. I'm glad it happened now rather than later. Around here, same thing here. We'll start filling that in. With these portraits, when you really start filling them in and getting color in, they're going to look worse before they look better. Reason being is you got to get the details in there. Some of the color is going to overflow into the other areas. They're not going to be as crisp as they were when you first stenciled it out. So you really just got to have faith in the process.
Has there ever been a discussion on a LimeLine branded airbrush?
I've tried a lot of different manufacturers. I really haven't been happy with what I've seen, what I've used. An airbrush is such a fine instrument too that it's just they mess up really easy if they're not that good.
Someone said, Adam, I just got a new Avante. The paint discharge seems like it's varying considerably on me. 1 second it's light, the next second it's dumping it. Or do you think it's my distance?
It might be your distance. It doesn't sound like that's an airbrush problem. Could be the thickness or the thinness of your paint. It could be a little too thick or thin, because that's relevant to how much pressure. There's this neck right there. All right, this will kind of just fill in. This is all going to get pretty dark back in here.
Somebody said it looks like Jack Nicholson in The Shining when he's looking through the.
So far, huh?
Yeah. How would I message you for having you set me up everything I would need for painting my bike? Phone call, or do you have an email link for me to email you?
Oh yeah, info@limelinepaintsupply.com, and then you can get my phone number off of that. Just say you need help with that, and then we'll send you my number.
Someone said, call Johnny.
Not the right guy. But who knows what it's going to turn out like. It's a little bit like the Joker. You guys, okay, we're going to put some little bit of green up in here. A little bit of green tint up in there. Okay, we got the green kind of established. One second, I'm head downstairs real quick.
Have you ever tried the Galer? I don't know. Airbrush?
I haven't heard of that. Whatever you said that was.
Gaahleri. What am
Yeah,
I spelling for? You don't even know how to spell. I'm not even sure what that word is. Sometimes I can't pronounce things. Like you guys talking about ox bladder or ox gall. I don't know what the heck that is.
I'm gonna try to get this other. I soaked this other airbrush, and I think it's starting to come clean now.
Jack says hello.
Oh, what's up, Jack?
If a red bird has red babies, a blue bird has blue babies, what bird has no babies?
Good question. That riddle?
Yeah.
Bear with me, guys. 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can.
Parrish said, I really, really need you to call John. I have someone on my butt about going to Florida, but she might end up in Utah. He don't know, or because we secretly were trying to conspire something against him. So he doesn't know what we're talking about. Don't tell him. It's a secret. Did you cut the stencil with the Cricut?
Nope. I just cut it by hand. Oh, I think I'm getting this clean here.
A swallow has no babies. That's funny.
All right, I think I got this cleaned out better now.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really trying to fix this thing, and
You just want to fix that?
I'm actually lost a part to my airbrush here. Oh, here's.
What?
Oh, I lost the other part now. Hold on. Stand by, sir.
Yeah.
Stand by.
What's going on over there?
Oh, here we go. I found it.
Somebody said you would think someone like Adam would have a new airbrush they could use anytime they wanted to.
That is not true. Okay, I think I got this cleaned up. I was just dreading the fact I was going to have to do that with that airbrush.
So what? You took it apart?
And cleaned it, and now you're
Well, I
putting it
let
back
it soak
together.
for a minute. I let it soak.
Oh, okay.
So now I think we're in business.
See, if you would send me them, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
I know.
Like it says, looks like you need a new Neo.
Yeah, this is actually the Avante, but I think I got it figured out.
Safe driving, Bubba. Technical difficulty. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. So, I'm currently sitting in the hospital and just had a second neck fusion. Time where it popped up on my feet. It's a good time to be alive.
All right.
That's the guy who wants your stencil.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can have my stencil. I think I got this thing working. Let's see.
What time is it here? It is 8:49 p.m.
There we go. Back in business. We'll find out for sure here in a second. I'm going to get rid of that. You actually don't need that little. Yeah. Please work.
Got it?
We're getting it.
I hear the gun cleaner being used.
Well, guys, if this isn't a lesson, because Adam does not do this very often, he does not clean out his airbrush. I know that for a fact. He doesn't. So let this
Yeah, we're good. This thing's spraying now.
be a lesson.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. All right, we're back.
He's trying to talk over me because he knows he does.
We're back. Oh, we're spraying. Okay.
So clean your airbrush, peeps. Good lesson here.
Okay, so we're going to go with this. It's kind of a light blue here.
Good thing you have the new gun cleaner.
Right there. We're going to use that, and a lot of that's going to be like up here in the forehead. We're going to start building out some of the colors there.
Cody said, "Okay, I'm glad I caught your live. I just got off work not too long ago, and soon becoming a member. You guys are getting me back into airbrushing. I got taught in high school 17 years ago."
Oh, really? Wow.
Parrish said, "Y'all's gun cleaner is amazing."
It's great, isn't it? Lasts quite a while too.
New job for Ashley, cleaning the airbrush after Adam gets paint all over.
Oh, I like that.
Uh,
Yeah, I like thinking about that.
no. How about no? Don't you
Uh,
know I already clean up enough after him? I'm not
yeah,
clean
that
up
is true.
guns.
That is true. But really, I'm just building out all of the white bluish tones that are right here. See that? And once again, this is gonna look worse before it gets better.
They
I'm
said,
just glad I
"Missed a
got this
perfect
airbrush back.
opportunity to teach us how to clean an airbrush the pro way."
I
Should have shown
was hoping I was just gonna get that thing clean.
them.
So all of this around the eyeball.
Waterborne or urethane?
This is urethane. Although waterborne will work well in this situation. Like we're not really going for detail once again. Like I'm doing these eyes, but I'm not trying to really detail them out. If we do that, we're just going to end up wasting time and paint. We'll do that. We'll do that later. All this around the nose. This is the time where you can just kind of build up the colors. Nothing too serious. Well, a little wild right there. There we go. All that needs to be brightened up. Use teeth. You can use a little bit of that in there. We'll also put a little bit of green in those teeth, I can see as well. Also some brown. Down here, we'll kind of build that up. All this can be built up right here. That ear. See it a little bit right there? There's actually a little ear hanging out right there. Cover up our little mistake there. That actually comes all the way up into there.
This looks like a scary lady off a. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what the show was. Let me see.
Okay, a little bit around the eye still. I want to lighten up that eye because right where those, there we go, the reflections are, make sure we get those. We'll go back and get all this again, but we're just kind of painting the underpainting and getting the colors where they need to be. Like I said, once again, in order to make this thing really good, we would need more time. 3 to 4 hours straight on something like this would be optimal. And really, I'm at about 45 minutes into this thing by the time everything's said and done. But we're gonna make it. It's not gonna be winning any awards, but we'll learn a few things, both me and you. I learned that I need to clean my airbrush before I start.
Yeah.
And maybe you learned something. I don't know. Hopefully. why we're here. All that. See, this whole neck right here needs to be. You can see that's starting to add depth, and we're kind of molding it and shaping the face. All this pretty light up here. This is really a free for all right here, and it's really bright right here too. We want to make sure we get those bright areas.
Scott McKay said Beetlejuice is fun to paint.
Oh yeah, what up, Scott? Oh, he could do this so much better than me. I tell you what. This is going to be sloppy compared to his work. But we all paint at different levels. We all start somewhere. Yeah. So just because you're not the best doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
Looks like Marge from Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
I love Pee Wee. All right, we're good there. Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna go back with some more white tones, but let's get into this shade right here. We'll go light and start go a little bit darker.
If you wanted white metal flake look, would you white base coat with line crushed glass, then clear, then graphics, followed by vinyl clear?
Yeah, so the crushed glass that we have, it looks phenomenal over white base coat. It looks like a diamond clear coat, like a diamond or a diamond pearl. So yes, if that's it, it's definitely a good idea to do that. It looks great.
Get a nice jewelry cleaner with a stainless tray, break down the airbrush and let it run.
Oh, that's a good. Is that like an electric cleaner? I guess. Oh, there's still a lot of dirty stuff in there. Look at that.
Adam, is Adobe app good for downloading letters for Cricut?
Adobe would work, yeah.
Somebody said that looks like the lady off Total Recall. Call, I can't think of what I'm thinking of. It's like it's a lady and she looks really like she looks terrible, but it was about, I think it was a true story, and I think she was playing a mom. I tried to look it up, I can't find it, but that's what that looks like.
Okay, so was this the one or was it this? I want to make sure I'm grabbing the right one. Oh, I think this is it actually. So that's this color right here. And we're going to be doing like the lips, around the eyes. I mean, there's just it seems like there's that tone in quite a few different places. Down here in the neck, there's a little bit. We can always, add some darker over the top of that as well. I don't think we have that far down on the neck, actually. Make sure it's reduced out enough.
Pee Wee was the man. What's your favorite little rascal?
Spanky.
Ultrasonic jewelry cleaner.
I think I painted Spanky, actually.
Scott McKay said, portraits live are super tricky. Yours is looking great.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing. Thanks, appreciate that.
He asked, will you be at SEMA next week?
Yeah, we'll be there on Friday. We're in and out pretty quick, though. We got some vendors we got to meet with.
But we will be there Friday.
All right, let's see what this shade's doing. Okay, that looks good. Gonna kind of create the texture on the lip. Like I said, we're not going all crazy here. Let's kind of edge out this green a little bit too. See that moss right there? We can use this to kind of create those shadows. I need a little more reducer in this. Oh, yeah, let's put a little more reducer in that. There we go. That's flowing better. Sometimes it gets a little clogged and a little stuck. Just by thinning out your paint just a little bit more, it'll help out. Put that shadow in right there. I'm telling you, I don't think I'd be able to do this with that trigger airbrush. Just wouldn't be happening right now. Kind of create the lines and texture in the lip here, right here too, right above that big shadow.
More reducer, higher pressure, pixels, and pull the color out makes a great texture.
It does. Yep, that would called a freak dot if you're doing like patterns and stuff like that. Here. Nice thing is a lot of this is just stubble, so we're just gonna get in there and kind of mimic that texture. All up underneath this lip right here. Like I said, once we re-register this stencil, it's going to bring this thing back up. A lot of times these things get worse before they get better. Go and shadow this whole side of the nose with that. Not so much. We can kind of get up into here a little bit. We can start to get into the eyes. Even though the eyes around the eyes where they're dark, it is. And we don't need to in just to get some of the undertones of that kind of purplish, dark purple. Not like, but nothing's really black in this whole thing. Kind of want to stay away from that until at the very end. Gonna get a little bit of his eye right here. Just freehand that right in.
Great work. I'll refund your average.
Yeah, thank you. I don't do a whole lot of colored portraits, to be honest with you. This is not really my forte. I know how to do it because I've done it before. But once again, I'm not the best at this. I'm doing this way faster than what I would rather do. You know, we're gonna miss a lot of details in this, but it's a learning experience for both you and me. And like I said, hopefully everybody can learn something here. You can see I'm just kind of darkening up around the eyes. You see that right here, that's where it kind of had the guide cut out. I don't think it's right there, but you can see there's just a little line there. So we kind of know where to stop the dark and go to the light.
Have you tried Rain-X on the needle for tip dry?
That is, I think I may have heard that before. Huh. I don't really have a problem with tip dry. I mean, it happens every once in a while, but yeah, but that's a good, that's interesting. Anybody else heard of that? I think I may have heard that once before, but never tried it. Creating texture. So I'm just kind of bouncing the airbrush around when I need to create the texture in the stubble. All right, we'll darken all this up. I'll just kind of give this a little bit under texture here in the stubble.
Cretex Paints made a new reducer, 4021 flow enhancer, and almost no tip dry.
Yeah, Cretex is really They really have upped their game. And let's see here. So yeah, all that's pretty much dark. I'll just go ahead and go a little more right there.
Is tonight taking the place of tomorrow?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because of Halloween.
Because of Halloween, and it looks like we're going to be drunk. We got
That
2 super chats that are divine
sounds
to
terrible.
drink, so probably no live tomorrow.
See how it's really bright right there. We want to keep that brightness, that highlight.
Can you make a video on how to set up your paint gun and what exactly you look for when you make adjustments?
I have short videos on that. But yes, that's one of the ones I really want to do. Hoping to get more back into those shorter videos. So yes, I'll keep that in mind for sure. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna kind of step back a little bit farther, kind of lessen the contrast here. Same thing here. We'll darken all that up right there. All right, that's looking better. We're getting, oh, man, I'm glad I'm doing Beetlejuice. There's a lot of splatter and stuff happening here. It looks like this shadow comes all the way up into his, like, into his lips right there.
Do you think a portrait of Barney Fife would be hard?
If it's in monochromatic, it wouldn't be too bad. If it's in black and white or just in one tone, I don't think it'd be too bad. And Barney Fife he has a lot of wrinkles. And he's kind of a character looking guy too. I think you're fine with that. A lot of it is family, like painting family members. That's what I would, unless you're really good, unless you're Scott McKay, and he could paint family members, but nah, not me.
Have you done a live doing lightning? If not, would you do one?
We have painted some lightning in the past.
Long
I love
time.
lightning. My buddies actually was going to do lightning on his chopper frame, and he wanted me to show him how to do that. So yeah, I might do that actually. Yeah, lightning's an easy one. It's fun. Okay, I'm gonna get in here a little bit in the teeth. Start. Not a whole lot of detail, and you don't need to line out each one of the teeth. We're just kind of gradually just giving a little bit of a line there. See how we kind of broke that one up. Lips kind of torn up right there. And then we need some more stubble. I want more stubble. Like I said, this is where the detail really comes in, is by building up these layers slowly, getting these details put in. You can't really put them in all at once. You have to kind of build them up, and that takes time. It takes time to do these really nice. You see, I'm not laying down a whole lot of paint. We're just kind of building these up slowly. All right, I think we're ready to Let me get a little more detail up here. This is kind of looking pretty bland. All right, looking better. Let's right here where it's not so dark. I think we need to get in here and create some of that detail there. All kind of pinkish in there, and oh yeah, there we go. Didn't mean to do that, but that's kind of what it looks like there, though. We'll clean these eyes up.
Or said, hey, I remember that flamed mailbox I showed you. I started it at 9 a.m. and it was after 9 p.m. before I came in from the shop.
12
hours.
Wow. Got it done in 12 hours? Nice. Okay, well, these teeth are a little too white. I want to get to them before I go with the darker. Okay, it's looking better. All right. Let's next. So we painted this one already. We painted this one too. We painted the green. We're gonna go back into, obviously that's bright green. We have a lot more to go in there. We're gonna do some darker green to kind of shade that up, but at least we got the main color or shade of green there. So let's go with this guy right here.
He said I didn't even clear it until the next morning.
He didn't clear it till the next morning. Yeah, that looks good though. I think I remember seeing that. There we go. So there's the blue I matched up to that. So we'll put that there. This definitely needs to be thinned out, so I'll go ahead and put a little bit in there. Then I have my urethane reducer on this in this little ketchup bottle, so I can fill that up to what I need it. Give it a little shake. All right, we're gonna go ahead and re-register the stencil. We can do it in let's see, here's my stencil right here. We can do it in the brown, or I'll go ahead and do it in this color we have here, which is just a dark, kind of a dark purple. Make sure we have it lined up correctly. There. There we go. Get that pupil really dark right there and covered in. You see right here, I do have the eyeball that I'm able to fold over.
noise really bad.
Yeah, he's squeaking. I just want to get the outside edge of that though. And then the bottom needs to be done too, but we'll freehand that in. We'll take this and same thing here. Let's pop this guy out. Make sure we put him right back where he, oh, no, see, that's too low. Definitely don't want to mess that up. Okay, right there. That's where we need to be. Not too much there. We can shadow this pretty good right here.
Freaky.
Yeah, and we can also bend this one up right here. See, that eye's looking a lot better now. We can start to fill this in. Makeup. Oh, yeah, back there. There we go. That's not easy with that rolling around on that tape. There we go. Stay up. There we go. Just around the edges, and then we'll kind of put a little bit in the middle. We'll build that out. It's darker colors. Go. That's all we need there. Coulda, let's see, we can probably re-register. Sharpen up some of this up here. This is the one we really need right here, is because we kind of did lose. We need it. This needs to go this way though. We did lose a little bit of that side of the face, and that's really important because we don't, that's there's an area of distance there, so you're going to see that, and the hair comes back behind. So you're going to want to make sure that this doesn't all kind of flow together. You need to have somewhat of a hard line there, not all the way through, but enough there to show the side of his face. Hopefully this is better. Okay, we got the side of his face back. There we go. I kind of did get the stencil off a little bit on that. See, I just didn't quite get it lined up correctly. No big deal. And then right here, I don't want to focus too much on these edges because they're not as hard as this bottom one. So you don't want it. That looked like a straight triangle right there, but now I just hit the top part, and we can just kind of fade all this in. So you can see that actually did quite a bit. Like I said, we once again we're going to go ahead and fill some more color into this thing, and then it's going to start looking a little bit better, and then a little bit worse, and then we'll re-register our stencil, get those hard lines in there, and just keep building up from that.
Looks great, Adam.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm starting to build a little more confidence in myself here. Let's go ahead and take this same shade and start building up some shadows again. Let's get the right reference here. This is the one we need. Okay, I did miss this like little line in his neck right here. It was a pretty sharp line. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now we got that. And we're gonna lightly just start shading this in. The slower you can go at this, the better this is gonna look. We're going to speed it up a little bit here, though. Gonna lightly kind of stain up his teeth a little bit. We do need some green in those. Basically, I'm just kind of following the shading and the shadows of the reference. There we go. This and then we'll lightly hit that. Seems like that. Oh, look at that. And that lined up great right there. So I'm just going to use this freehand stencil here.
Brad said, I've been practicing on skateboards and I've been wanting to do a Beetlejuice one.
Yeah, it's a fun one to paint. This, like I said, this is the second time I've painted Beetlejuice.
And Dave said, Adam, I recently heard your words in the back of my mind. I guess I try to rush things a little too much and was doing black shadowing. When I pulled the tape, there was black flakes flying everywhere.
Yeah, you're going to want to leave the black for last.
Cheddar said, sorry, Adam, could you repeat the last 13 minutes? My wife's ice maker was running. They have the same ice maker we do, and that sucker is freaking so loud.
That thing's loud too? Oh my God.
No,
Yeah,
they have the same one we have. What do you mean that sucker's loud? You know it's loud.
Well, I thought we just had a defective one or something.
No, it's just annoying.
Oh, yes, I know this. But the ice is good
I know.
when it makes it.
It's true, but it is so annoying.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this nose out a little bit. You can see we have a shadow right here that kind of comes up. Nothing too crazy. This all kind of needs to be. I'm going to leave a little highlight by the nose there, even though it doesn't really show it. All this is going to be shadowed under here.
Bad things happen when I go fast. I have tickets to prove it.
Freehand stencils come in super handy sometimes. See how I just need to make that a little shadow right there to kind of give that nostril a certain look. All right, let's get into this eye a little bit more. Once again, we're not wanting to block it all in. If you look real close, there's lighter shades, and just like naturally, like you would see, if like it's not going to be all just one solid color. So we're going to build it up the same way. Same thing on this eye. Really dark right there.
Hey, by the way, you both look awesome in the Halloween picture you posted in community section at Time Warp Custom Paint. Thanks. Did you post our Halloween costumes there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, made that a little dark. You see right there? Probably should have done that. Okay.
Thanks. It's always fun to dress up for Halloween. We always try to do some fun, crazy, cool looking things. He scared all the kids with his costume. I actually did put got some latex face stuff and did put real moths on him and stuff. And the grandkids didn't really like that.
That's pretty fun.
A little afraid of him with that, and then he had black paint on his teeth, so he kind of looked a little freaky. Fun fact, I'm colorblind in my yellows and oranges, but I love how his hair pops out. I'm doing damn good. And yes, stencils are lifesavers.
Oh.
Pear says I go as a tired old man for Halloween.
That's what I want to be. The old man in pajamas. I'll be that. All right, I'm starting to overpaint that a little bit. Let's go up over here.
Dave says I go to work that way.
Can we fade all that out right there? Fade that in. All right, we're looking better. He has a fat neck, it looks like. But really, we're going to be right here. We're going to be darkening all that up. So that's going to be much darker. All right, let's take this shade. Let's see. Let's go back to our color palette here. So we've done this, that, and that. We did that, and that was our third one. We did do the green hair too. We need to come back, obviously, on all these. The brown is going to be dark brown. We'll come back and finish that up with a dark brown and really start darkening these up. And then a little bit of black in the dark brown will also help darken up some of those areas. But what we're going to do real quick is we can still go back to that original color, and that's what we'll do is we'll start to add some of these highlights back in here to kind of brighten up the face again. As long as we don't go too dark, then we can always go back light again. It's no big deal. There we go. That's lighter.
You let me know when you want me to do the first giveaway, okay?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, let me do this light color real quick, and then we can do that. We're going to lighten this area right here because I did not want to put that hard of an edge right there. My paint is really reduced out, and I'm liking it like this because it's kind of flowing out really nice and smooth. That's what we want. Bright highlights on top of the bridge of the nose right here. Not too much there, but we get a little bit of a highlight. A little bit of highlights in there, but can kind of lighten that up just slightly. Right here too, really bright. Kind of just following what I got going on, really. I'm just trying to mimic what the texture is and the reference here and the color. Like all that needs to be a little bit lighter there too. Overshadowed that just a little bit.
That's a little off right there.
That's a little off right there.
We should shadow.
Right, we should shadow up under there a little more. His chin's a little
off.
a little off. We can fix that once we re-register that stencil. All right, let's go ahead and get some of the whites of the eyes back in here. We'll have some more highlights to those. See how it's really bright up into this eye right here? Like right there's a really bright spot. Both those are really bright. So let's get in there real tight. All right, so right these spots in the eyes are right here, the glare. Let's we'll let him nail those real quick while we have this in here. Another little one right here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just add just a little bit highlights to the hair. But really, a lot of that needs to be darkened. Our paint splatter from earlier. Just add a little highlights just to give it a little more texture and volume. Same thing here with the teeth. See if we can get a little glares in the teeth. There we go. That's good texture there. So we added some. That's kind of hard to see that close, but you can see how we added just the texture into the teeth right there.
Starting to really come together.
All right. I think we got it. I think we got it wide enough. We'll go ahead and move to a little bit darker color.
Spin the wheel.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and get this brown loaded up. Let's spin the wheel and yeah, what will they be winning? What is it? Whatever size of hoodie that you are, let us know if you're the winner, and then you're also gonna win a banner, a new banner that we have.
Yeah, we got some new banners in, so
Yep.
you'll get one of those too. Okay, here we go.
All right. Good luck, guys. Who do we got? Woody. Congrats. Just shoot us a email, limelinepaintsupply.com. Let us know.
Email me so hopefully
Hopefully he's on here and he sees
Hopefully.
this. Hopefully he's on here and he sees this.
you won.
We got some brown in here. That's looking pretty dark enough right there. We don't really want to, the brown can come up into here, into the mouth, I feel like, but we're about in the right ballpark as far as the color around his eyes. But we will see what the brown looks like. It's almost brownish purple. I can actually probably get away with that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I think we can get away with that actually. Some more of like a purple. Red. Uh-oh. All right, we're going to re-register the outside of this. This is one of our darkest colors. Be real careful about how much we apply and where we apply it.
Looks like Fester with a wig.
All right, just sharpening that up a little bit. That looks better. Here we go. Maybe in the nostrils a little bit too. Let's hit those. Maybe just the spots right here where they have more shadow, because obviously the nostrils are going to be more shadowed. The light's coming in this way. Shadows are going to be a little bit darker right here. And you see that the nose pretty much gets washed away because it's the highlights so strong right here. So we're pretty much good there. We do need to shape up a little bit of the nose here. Yeah, see right here too. You can see we'll probably use one of our stencils. We could probably get that. Let's see here, which one would be good. This one looks. Yeah, that actually looks about right. Let's go ahead and hit that a little bit. There we go. Yeah, just shaped out that side of the nose. And then right here, I think, is where we used. Just darken that just a little bit more there. Now you can go back and forth. Like you saw how I went from the kind of like the middle of the range purple, and we went back with the light blue. You can do that. You can go back and forth, and that's kind of that's really the magic in it. If you go, the more you go back and forth and you refine those colors and those tones, the better it's going to look. And remember, you can always go back, hit it with the stencil, and sharpen things back up.
Can they buy a banner if they want one?
They're just small banners. If you put in an order and you put in the comments that you want a banner, we'll put one in there for you. Just let us know. Why'd you look at me like that? I can't make decisions like that. Was the problem. All right, we're gonna darken up this because all this is super dark right here. This is like a purple brown that I had mixed up. It looked more brown when I had it in the cup. Once you put it in your airbrush, it seems a lot more purple. Let that kind of blend out. Okay, more texture here is a little darker.
Ron said, better order extra banners. Just saying, they might be pretty popular.
Well, I said you got to put it in order. So.
This is why I looked at them like that, because I was like, what?
We have a bunch of them.
We have a bunch of them.
Gone the next day.
Yeah. Hey, we got
Y'all
50
have
of them.
I need to purchase stock. Do we have stock they can buy?
What's that?
Stock. Like they need to buy because they buy so much online. They want to know if they can buy stock inline.
Oh, I got you. I wasn't following you there.
Yes, we
Or like
have
stock paint, or what is the stock?
stock of banners. Yes, the banners we do have those. They're just brand new. We just barely got them in. Like I think they came Monday.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit the green. You can see it by putting this purplish brown over top of the green. It's already kind of changing the color a little bit, and it looks different on here than it does where we don't have the green.
When can we get a giveaway of a set of fine line tapes?
We could do a fine line yeah. If you win and you need fine line tape instead of whatever you want, we could always accommodate that.
We can always trade them out. Yeah.
You can always trade them out. If you need something, if you win and you need something, we'll be willing to work with you.
Laugh out loud. That went over his head.
Let's take a look at my bigger version here.
So will the banners be offered for sale?
They're not really. You just got to put in an order and let us know you want one. We'll put it in with your order. I'm going to detail this hair out a little bit with this darker color. You can see the more work I do to this, the better it's starting to look. And then if it starts to look washed out a little bit, hit it with your stencil again. But remember, one of the most important things is I'm not using any black in any of these paints that I'm using right here. We can use black at the end, but that's it. You can use black in the middle sometimes, but it's just a pinch here and there inside your existing color. You really don't want to use straight black. Really shadowed right there. Now, we don't want to outline this green everywhere. Just in certain areas, we want to create the shadows. It'll look unnatural if we just line it all the way out. Okay, looking better. Where are we at on time, Ash? What are we? Hour and 41 minutes. Okay, we got 19 minutes left. We still got one more giveaway too. So at the end, we'll go ahead and do one more giveaway. So somebody's gonna win something. I got 19 minutes to kind of finish this thing up. I'm gonna take the same green that I had before. I could darken this green up a little bit if I wanted to, but I'm gonna leave it as is. Where did my lid go? What? There it is. There it is. I got it. I got it.
What are some shields you believe every artist should have for airbrushing?
Like a freehand paint shield?
Probably.
Yeah, I think this is an important one right here. That's a good one. The circles are nice. This is actually a fire stencil from Mike LaValle that I like to use. There's the bird stencil. It's called a bird stencil. That's pretty awesome. I think I have one of those somewhere. Just any ones with different shapes. You can buy a French, I think it's called a French curve set. It's made for drawing. But same thing, you can use those curves to freehand a lot of stuff out. All right, we're just going to darken. Let me get my reference over here so I'm not just guessing. And a little more detail here and there. I want to bring this green down a little farther too.
Eric said you can cut them out of Mylar on your Cricut too.
Yes. Yep. It does. Cricut does cut out Mylar. Can't remember. It's up to a certain thickness, but it will. I think it will actually cut this thick. Something about that thick.
Hey Cody, welcome to the fam. New member.
All right, Cody. Yeah. So if you're, I don't know, there's a lot of people that are part of our membership on YouTube. You can help support this channel. You do get some discounts off of the Shopify, and there we do members only giveaways every once in a while. And I think Fat Lack won tonight, and usually once a month, maybe a little more, we'll do a members giveaway. So it's only good for those active members on YouTube. Okay, that's making the hair look better. Not too bad. Let's go with a little bit darker. So what we'll do, how many minutes I got left? Ooh, we got 16 minutes left. And we're going to take, where's my darkest? Okay, this is my darkest color that we've used so far. Pretty sure that's the darkest. Yes, I bet it's correct. So what I'm going to do is I do have some black here. I'm going to go ahead and take just a little bit of black. There we go. That darkened that up pretty good.
Bubba said, I've been a lucky winner on the members only giveaways. Yes, he has.
Yep, way better chances, right?
Yeah. As long as you have your notifications on, that's the trick, I think.
That's true.
Yay,
I
another.
can probably tell you that. So if you are part of the members, make sure your notification bell's turned on, because that's what's gonna, those posts will come out and notify you.
Another new member, Tony. Welcome to the fam,
Oh, what up, Tony?
Parrish said, I never win. It's easier for me to just to buy. Oh, man, that's always my luck, too. I never win either.
I have a feeling you're gonna win soon. Okay, we're mix that up. It's a little bit darker.
The way the stencil's sitting over the teeth on the right is freaky. Oh yeah, I can see that, how it's just circled around it.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. Mr. C just gifted 5 new memberships
What?
to 5 people. Let's see who gets them.
All right.
Thanks, Mr. C. We love when you do that. So awesome, and helps everybody else out too. It's so cool.
Whoa, that's getting dark. Okay. Let's back to our magic stencil again.
Rob said, just found your channel, instantly subscribe to. Cool talent and skill are a wonderful thing.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Yay,
that.
the Dodgers won. Woohoo.
Really?
Yep, they won the World Series. That's my favorite team. First team I was on in T-ball with my brother. He was so mad that I was on the same team. We were the Dodgers, and I've loved them since. But he was so mad. His sister was on his team. Yay, Bubba, he gifted 5 Time Warp memberships too. Nice.
Yeah. We got a lot of new members. All right. Okay, I'm not gonna do. Let's see. I'm gonna look up into my reference here. Now I don't want to hit all of my stencil. Right here, I'll take that and I'll kind of blend that up in, but maybe up into here.
Maybe looks like Robert got a membership. I don't know who else did, but welcome to the fam. 10 of you.
Awesome. Okay, looking good. We'll go ahead and.
Thanks, guys. That's so awesome. Randy Nish got one too. Bubba says, I always said that once I was back to work, I would contribute more, and I stay a man of my word.
Right, appreciate that.
Yeah. Bubba been through hell and back. Now back to work, and hopefully all is good. Fat Lack got it because he has the Apple curse. Yeah. There's something weird with the Apple
The Apple
phone.
curse is how they're calling it.
Yeah, they can't figure out how to become a member when you have an Apple. I don't know.
Okay, I lined up that eyeball. Go ahead and pull this up.
Yeah, both you, Bubba and Fat Lack, you guys are back to work and good, I hope. So I'm happy for you guys both.
Looking good. I'm going to go ahead and outline this one more time with this darker color and give it a nicer blend. A little bit farther blend.
Bubba has double the work and then the harvest. He said he's been so busy, I bet. Montana says, love watching you guys every week with my dad. He introduced me to airbrushing and painting. Overall, keep up the good work.
All right.
Nice, that's awesome.
That's awesome you to learn that from what he says, Dad. That's cool. I'm hoping one day I'll be able. I have 2 girls. They're growing up now, and they weren't too interested in airbrushing. But although the grandsons, they pretty much like to do anything that I do, so I have a feeling, if not both, one of them will love it.
Oh, okay. I see who your dad is. Your dad is? Okay, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was that?
He,
You're figuring out who it is?
Lois says, I'm the dad, LOL. And Montana is, she says, I'm his daughter.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
So she learned from her dad. Our girls did it a little bit, but they're too into fashion and other stuff like that. Bub said, we just finished Harvest Monday and I couldn't be happier. 2,800 acres done. Still going to work.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't even read that. I'm like, no way that many acres. Dang, that's a lot of work.
We're going to make that kind of fade off there. Oh.
You're right, Adam. Thanks for showing how to build the colors up.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, that I feel like if anybody learned anything, this is something that maybe a lot of people don't know, is being able just to pull the colors straight off the reference. I'm gonna go ahead and shade up. How many minutes we got left? We got about 8 more minutes left, and we'll give away the last giveaway. So let me go ahead and shade this up, and then I need to put those highlights back in there before we finish this thing. But these should definitely be, all this right here should be much, much darker. But I want to build it up. The slower I can build it up, the more natural it's going to look.
Under his lip needs a little. More than anything, we've learned how to build it up slow in layers.
It's all about the layers. And you see, I'm doing this pretty quick. I'm missing a lot of the details, but you can still see what it is. And in most people's eyes, this is actually halfway decent. Unless you really know what you're looking for, like, I feel like a lot of people would be able to duplicate what I have here pretty dang close, or if not better. Like I said, this should be more of like a 3 or 4 hour portrait in my book. But yeah.
How would you paint your stubble?
How I would do the stubble actually is I would paint this. So if I had this painted right now where I was at, I would go back through and over highlight everything a little bit. I would clear coat it, and then I would come back with like a razor blade and like make little marks of stubble, because it's much easier to do it with a blade and pull back paint than it is to try to do it. But just taking the time and getting in here real close. And like I said, these portraits take time if you want them to look good. But if you just build up,
Or about a micro dot stencil?
that would work too. Yep, that's definitely a fast way to do that. There's so many different tricks of using stencils. You could use a grunge stencil, create a lot of texture. You could take some glass cleaner, spray it on there, let it sit for a second, kind of separate, spray it with paint, and then wipe that glass cleaner off, and you're going to have a lot of nice texture there as well. I actually thought about doing that because if you look right here in his cheek, you can see it almost looks like water, like what watermarks would look like if I sprayed that with glass cleaner and then hit it with a darker color and then wipe that off. I feel like it would look very similar to that, and it would be a fast way to create that texture. His face definitely is a lot smoother. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze, but I'm okay with it. It looks good. It needs more stubble, but that's what it is for an hour and a half portrait, or 45 minutes, however long I was actually working on this thing. It's not too bad. I do want to make sure I get those highlights in there, because that's really what makes the biggest difference. You know, there is a highlight here in the eyes, but once we punch those out one more time, they'll definitely look really good. There we go. Just constantly fixing and refining, looking at your reference. You see right here where we could probably, you know, put a stencil right there. Here we go. See, that looks a lot better now. Just by looking at stuff like that, looking at your reference, fixing stuff, going back and forth, lights to darks, re-highlighting, reshadowing, go back, push and pull, darks to lights. You can make these things look great. But my plan is for this is, I think what I'm going to do, I would clear it. I'll do a little more detail once it's cleared. I can still do a little bit of erasing as well. But then I am going to do a little bit of leafing up in here. And then part of his suit, I want to do like the stripes, I think, kind of like coming straight down this way. Kind of build it off of the portrait. Portrait's the main image. Kind of build everything off of that. Got his little neck mark right there with Adam's apple. We're missing if you look right here, we're missing a lot of shadow and stubble right there. Like all this. Same thing with right here, right off of this. There's still a lot to go, really.
Works great as always. Thankful for starting this channel from Cody. Great start.
Yeah, cool. All right, let me go ahead and we'll put the lightest color, the light blue, back in there. We're going to hit these eyes, maybe a little bit in the teeth, and then we're going to call this thing good, and we're going to do that last giveaway. So don't go anywhere.
You'll finish and post pictures of it, right, Adam?
Yeah, no promises.
Adam.
I said no promises. That's the plan.
Are you going to finish it next week on the live?
No, we got some other things planned for next week. We do have Veterans Day coming up Monday in 2 weeks. So I will be doing something on Monday, and then we'll be jumping back on the Harley Davidson project that we've been working on the last few weeks.
Adam,
What's wrong here?
someone said she wants you to post pictures when you get it finished.
It's there a little bit, and then
Typically, what PSI do you run through your airbrush?
kind of depends on what. This is kind of, let's see, the gauge actually doesn't work on these Black Widow airbrushes or these compressors for some reason. But it's running about 15 to 18, I would say, right now. The more detail that you want to do, the closer you turn down that air pressure. But once you turn down the air pressure, you're going to have to reduce your paint out a little more, make your paint a little bit thinner. All right, I'll just kind of hit some of the brightest spots right on the top of the nose. There we go. That's looking pretty good. See how that highlight right there really brought out that cheek. And looks like we have a, if you look right here, pretty big highlight that we need to highlight right up above that eye. Yeah, like I can keep going. I mean, really, once you know what you're looking for, just keep going back and forth, pushing and pulling, switching out your colors, just like I was saying before. It's really not that hard to do this. A lot of people, they'll see a portrait being done, they'll automatically think, I can't draw, I can't do this, I'm not an artist. But really, I'm here to tell you, anybody can do this to a certain level. The important thing is learn how to cut your stencil out. That's not hard to do. Get yourself a nice X-Acto blade. Once you got that mastered, you know, all you really need to do is just practice with the airbrush. Push down, pull back. That action right there is you'll create a lot of muscle memory from that, and really it makes it a lot easier. Oh, did that just come from me?
Uh-oh, you got white paint on there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just about, you know, practicing and getting better with airbrush control. But really, anybody can do this up to a certain level. You could try this out. Just remember, don't use black until the very end. Let me fix that real quick. You want to gear up to give that last wheel a spin?
Yep. Okay, here we go.
All right, let's do it. All right, good luck. Who we got? Oh, Wayne Eldridge. All right. Congratulations. All right, I got my airbrush clean. We're going to leave it clean this time. All right, any last questions? Let us know. Any questions about the mural, how we made that happen? If you came in late, we can answer any of your questions. All right, we all good? We're just going to look through.
Who's going to be the drunk one tomorrow between Adam and Ashley?
That'd probably be Ashley.
Ha! But I don't get
Thanks, Jeremy.
sloppy drunk, though. I don't really get
No,
drunk.
you don't.
I hardly ever get drunk.
No.
I just like to have a good little buzz going.
Yeah, me too. I like you when you have that.
Too much of a control freak I am. Adam, that thing looks incredible for the amount of time you had to work on it.
Oh, yeah. That was real quick. Like I said, I could do better, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here just to show you the techniques, how it's done, and yeah, you just do what you can do.
Thanks for the good content. Looks excellent. Still got the tape on the camera, Ash? Yes, I do. Didn't want my face on here like 17 times. I hate that. Thank you, Adam and Ashley. I hope you have a great Halloween. Good night, y'all. Be safe. Looks great. Happy Halloween, guys. Thank you, Adam Ash. I'm sure he does. Watch out for the glass doors.
Oh, God.
Happy Halloween, homie. Looks good, Adam. Well done for such a short time.
Yeah, not bad for, you know, we were on here for 2 hours. I worked on about an hour and a half, maybe less.
For some reason, our Wi-Fi does not like if we're on longer than 2 hours. It starts messing up the freaking.
Yeah, it says we
content.
use too much.
Yeah.
It starts to cut us out.
All right. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I guess we'll see you guys. Wait, are we going to be here next
Oh yeah,
week?
we're gonna be here next week, but we're gonna be Wednesday again because we'll be in SEMA. We're taking off to SEMA on Thursday, so we can get there on Friday for the last day. But so yeah, live on Wednesday again next week, and we'll be doing a monochromatic portrait for like Veterans Day for a certain association. I don't know. I'm helping some people out, but at the same time, you're gonna be able to learn. We'll be painting something similar with military theme.
Yeah. So sorry, we'll have to be on Wednesday again next week because yeah, we are leaving to go out to SEMA. So, and I guess yeah, he was asked to do some veteran stuff, so that'll be fun.
All right,
All
cool.
right, guys, happy Halloween and stay safe. Remember to check your candies for razor blades and whatever we used to do back in the day.
Not the LiME candies; those are safe.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good night. Happy Halloween tomorrow. Thanks for being here.
See you guys. Thanks.